All right, today we are diving deep into something that, if you're a parent or caregiver, you've probably seen firsthand: the absolutely amazing, intense passions of autistic kids.
So let's kick things off with a scenario that I'm sure is going to feel pretty familiar to a lot of you out there. It's that classic after-school moment. You ask that question, right? The one we all ask, hoping to get just a little peek into their world.
How was school?
And you get, what? Nothing. Total silence. It can feel like you're just talking to a wall. But what if you just change the question?
You try a different approach. You ask them about their thing, their topic. Maybe it's the Titanic, maybe it's dinosaurs, maybe it's vacuum cleaners. And just like that, everything changes.
And bam, the floodgates open. That silence is completely gone, replaced by a 45-minute expert-level lecture. You're getting exact dates, top speeds, you're hearing about engineering details and passenger capacity. Suddenly, you're not talking to your kid anymore, you're getting a lecture from a tiny professor.
And look, I get it. This is the moment where that little voice of worry starts to creep in, right? You start wondering, is this an obsession? Is it healthy? Should I be trying to stop this? Get them into other things? It's a really common concern.
But here's what we're going to explore today. The answer is a huge, resounding no. This isn't some quirky habit to be fixed. This is their superpower. And to really get why, we've got to look at the science behind it.
So how do we get our heads around this incredible focus? Well, to really understand it, we need to look at a theory called monotropism. And honestly, it's an amazing way to picture how the autistic brain works.
And in simple terms, monotropism is basically the idea that the autistic brain is wired to channel its energy really intensely on just a few things at once, instead of spreading that energy thin across a bunch of different things.
And the best way to think about this is with a really powerful analogy. Imagine the neurotypical brain is like a lantern. It spreads its light kind of everywhere, right? It pays a little attention to a lot of things at once: social cues, noises, different tasks. But the autistic brain? That's a laser beam. It channels 100% of its energy into one single powerful point. And this creates a super deep flow state on that one topic.
And that intense focus, that's the secret sauce. That's why they can learn everything there is to know about dinosaurs faster and deeper than anyone. But it also explains why you could be calling their name from the other room and they might not even hear you. Their entire world is inside that laser beam.
So this all comes back to a really important question of perspective, doesn't it? The words we use and how we choose to see this intense focus. Is it an obsession or is it a superpower? Because it makes all the difference.
I mean, just think about the words we use, right? When an artistic kid gets this deep, all-consuming passion, society tends to call it an obsession.
But what happens when a grown-up does the exact same thing? We call it a PhD. We call it expertise. We look at Elon Musk and his obsession with rockets, or Messi and his total focus on a ball, and we celebrate it. It's the same thing, hyper-focus. We just label it differently.
And it's so important to get this. These aren't just hobbies. They are absolutely essential. For one, there's safety. The world can be chaotic, but their special interest is a predictable world they can control. Then there's joy. I mean a massive, genuine dopamine rush. And finally, it's their identity. It's not just something they like, it's a core part of who they are.
Okay, so if we know this is a superpower, if we know it gives them safety, joy, and identity, what do we do about it? Well, the strategy completely flips. Instead of trying to stop the train, you get on and ride it. Because here's the absolute crucial thing to remember. If you take away that interest, if you use it as a punishment, you're not just taking away a toy. You're taking away their main source of joy and their #1 tool for coping with a stressful world.
The real magic happens when you use that passion as a bridge into their world. Do they love trains? Awesome. Let's teach math by counting the wheels. Want to work on reading? Let's find every book about trains we can. You can even work on social skills, like taking turns, by playing together. You're meeting them right where they are.
And that really brings us to the final, and maybe the most important idea of all. It's a huge shift in how we see these incredible kids and their incredible minds.
So let's be clear. Your child isn't addicted to dinosaurs. They are a specialist in a world that's mostly full of generalists. And having that unique gift for deep, focused knowledge, well, that's something to be celebrated.
And that's the big takeaway here. It's simple, but it's so powerful. Don't try to dim their laser beam, help them aim it.